Hello, my name is Noni Purnomo, Endeavor Mentor, Endeavor Ambassador, and the President Commissioner of Bluebird Group Holding. This is my Leader Pathways. Everyone said everything happens and starts within the family, right? So I think your background is very important. So within my family, my generation, there are only 2 females out of the 7 of us in my generation. But I have the privilege of being given equal opportunity, especially in education and also in choosing our own career path. So I started in an all-girls elementary school in Jakarta, and in all-girls senior high school in Jakarta as well. And I continue my study to the University of Newcastle in Australia and receive a Bachelor of Engineering. After I graduated from Australia, I came back to Jakarta, and at that time I was given a choice whether I want to work within Bluebird or I want to work outside. So I did not choose one, I chose both. So I learned about marketing from Jakarta Convention Bureau in the morning, and then I would work in the evening at Bluebird at the maintenance department because after all, I'm an engineer. So after 1.5 years, I got an opportunity to continue my study to do my MBA at the University of San Francisco in the US. I chose a major of finance and marketing because at that time, as a family company that is growing to be a professional company, I think finance is one of a very important factor. To have a very transparent and professionally run finance within the company, I think it's one of a very critical point at that moment. But on the other side, I also saw an opportunity of learning more about marketing because Bluebird had been growing generically, during those few years of the growth of the company itself. So then I came back from University of San Francisco. I actually got accepted in New York to work in a global company. But then at that time, my late grandmother called me back, and she thought it would be better for me if I come back and work at Bluebird straight away. So ever since that time, I've been working at Bluebird. My first position was to build a new department, which is Business Development Department, which consists of strategy that includes marketing and also the implementation of it. That means it also includes the total quality management because business processes improvement is very important, and also the IT department. Yeah, I remember in 1972 when we started Bluebird, it started in our own garage. And that's when I learned more about entrepreneurships from my late grandmother, from my father, and also from my late uncle at that time. So the most important part that I learned at that time is if we want to build a sustainable business, we need to really focus on building the foundation brick by brick. Because again, we strongly believe if you want to build something sustainable, hard work and discipline is extremely important. And the fourth value at that time was family values. So I remember every night we had a direct communication with the drivers because we have a dining experience together. It is very important that we're always in touch with what's going on outside, with what's going on in our business. You can't lead from behind a table. That's the most important learning that I found during that time. So to always be engaged, to always be there in the forefront. So that I think formed my leadership style. And then with time, we expand the values, especially in this kind of changes that we're facing at this moment, where everything is so fast, the changes happen so fast, whether it's technology or human behavior, even our culture. I think it is very important that each of us have a growth mindset. Yeah, because I learned a lot by being an Endeavor mentor. Number one, Bluebird, the name itself is a bird of happiness. And there's so many different types of happiness, but my late grandmother always reminded me that the real happiness is the happiness of giving. And giving does not mean only material gifts, right? I have the privilege of being an Endeavor mentor because to me personally, it's part of sharing. And sharing is part of giving, right? So whatever I have learned throughout my life and to be able to share it with new entrepreneur, I think to me is my way of giving back. And during that experience, I also learned a lot. And I learned about the different leadership style, which I also can apply to my own businesses and which I also can apply to my own leadership journey. So it's part of learning also for me, being an Endeavor mentor. So it's not just giving, but also a learning opportunity. Yeah, I'm very privileged to be selected as an Endeavor ambassador because with this new role that I hope I can encourage more entrepreneurs to take part in Endeavor journey, and I would be able to extend my sharing, and so not only as a mentor but also to give inspiration, to give encouragement to the entrepreneurs and also to other Endeavor mentor candidates. Life is a learning journey. I think that is a very important lesson learned for me. So never stop learning. So when you have an idea of opening a business, I think that idea have to be implementable, right? It's not just an idea. It should be something that would solve something. So that's how businesses is built. So look at what kind of solution that we can give to the society, that we can give to the business itself. I think that's number one. And number two, we need to have the passion to do whatever we're doing. But passion by itself is not enough because life is not meant to be easy. So we need to also have the perseverance. And what guides me all the time, every time I find challenges, is to have a bigger purpose. Purpose beyond numbers. When Bluebird was faced with pandemic, that was the biggest challenge that the company had ever faced in the last 50 years. And what guided me was my purpose beyond numbers. So having that purpose, the bigger purpose of why you're doing what you're doing, help us a lot. It doesn't mean that as an entrepreneur, we cannot make changes. It does not mean so, because changes is always important. But always stay true to your path, stay true to your purpose. I think that should be the guidelines.